Growing up, one of the first things you learn is how to seek approval. Like eating your vegetables and getting praised for it, earning a gold star in a homework assignment, or being told you're smart, funny, or talented. You learn that validation feels good, and being liked means you're doing something right. Then you notice how kids gravitate towards the ones with money, style, or the latest sneakers. So you start to adjust, shifting your behavior, tweaking your interests, trying to match the colors. And that's when you realize approval isn't about being yourself, it's about playing the game. When I was 12, I had the privilege to leave my suburban town where I went on a mission trip to the Dominican Republic. I spent my time in the outskirts of the country working with Haitian communities. Out there, I got to meet people who looked nothing like me. Different skin color, different language, and a different way of life. Their homes weren't really the homes I knew them. Most were built from scrap wood, sheets of tin, and whatever material people could find. And yet, somehow, the children I met had energy that felt fuller than back home. I watched as the Haitian kids played soccer barefoot on the dusty fields. They were laughing so hard they'd fall over, cover themselves in dry, yellow dirt, then jump up again like it was nothing. There were no fancy sneakers, no phones out, no one trying to be cooler than anyone else. They were just enjoying a game of soccer. I didn't know at the time, but that trip showed me what life was like when you're not performing. When you get older, you start to realize if you say the right things, wear the right clothes, laugh at the right jokes, people's opinion of you can shift based on things that have nothing to do with your character. Instead of acting the way you want, you start shaping your behavior around what others think of you. Think about it, you probably held back speaking your mind because you didn't want to seem dumb, gone out of your way to impress people you don't really know, or pulled your phone out at a party trying to look busy. And this doesn't stop in high school. You start to notice that the adults are the same exact as the kids. It's the way they show off their watches and Gucci clothes. It's the way they drop names or make sure you know what they drive. And I guarantee if I go on Twitter, in under 20 seconds, I could find 3 adults flexing some type of luxury brand. Like no one in the world needs 5 supercars in the garage, but now we have grown men puffing out their chests in white bomber jackets, looking like a video game Yakuza boss, and blazing all their self-worth into a Bugatti. All because they need to be seen. And sure, maybe some of them are chasing something they never had, but this craving for approval can be dangerous. When we shape our lives around others, we start to lose the ability to be who we truly are. We've been wired to believe that approval equals safety, that if people approve of us, we belong. And maybe looking for approval might land you a position at your dream company, but when you stop caring about approval, you stop waiting for permission. You stop shaping your life around what others think and start making decisions based on your own values. I have a friend who constantly compares herself to everyone around her. She'd pick herself apart, then judge other people just to try to feel okay in her own skin. Her mom climbed a ladder using her looks, so that's what she was taught to do. She grew up thinking she had to look a certain way or act a certain way just to be accepted. And when you live like that, you start seeing life like one big mirror, just spying flaws people don't even notice. Because she was always chasing the approval of her mom, she never got to see that she was already enough. And I think that's what messes people up, the idea that you had to earn your worth instead of existing in it. When you stop seeking approval, life shifts from being a competition to a journey. You no longer see people as above or below you, but as equals on their own paths. Instead of chasing praise, you act from a place of genuine desire to help others, not to satisfy your own personal needs or meet someone else's expectations. You stop asking, am I good enough, am I better than, or as good as this person? And you realize that someone else's success has nothing to do with you. It's like stepping off a hamster wheel. You run in circles competing with everyone around you, measuring your worth by how fast you're going compared to them. But when you finally step off, you realize you're on a completely different path. One where you're not racing against everyone. Instead, you're walking on your own journey at your own pace. On that dirt field in the Dominican Republic, those kids weren't looking over their shoulders for validation. They weren't playing to be liked. They were just living. And that kind of freedom isn't something you buy. But somewhere along the way of getting older, we start to believe that our worth has to be earned through someone else's approval. And that stuff will wear you out. Here's the secret. Most people are too caught up in their own insecurities to even notice yours. They're not thinking about that awkward handshake or that thing you did 2 weeks ago. They're busy overanalyzing their own stuff. And the ones who do judge you, 9 times out of 10, they're just throwing their own fears at you. And you'll realize it's not really about you. It's about them. I know this is pretty basic psychology, and I don't know what kid is going to watch this, but one day you'll look around and see how programmed everyone is. How ridiculous it is to see the adults buy their Instagram followers or slowly pan their cameras down to their watches as they drive with one hand. And you'll realize something. We never stop pretending. When you stop chasing approval, life gets a little bit quieter. You stop second guessing yourself, and you start doing the things you want. So don't shrink yourself to make other people feel better. Don't dim your light just because someone else squints. And honestly, you should get comfortable with who you are, because when you stop needing others to tell you you're okay, you'll realize you've always been enough.